Hi, it's Liz again, and in this video I'm going to show you first how to use sources within your paper, and then how to create in-text citations that direct your reader to the references page. Citing your sources not only prevents plagiarism, but also strengthens your main points and establishes your credibility as a writer. For more information on which sources are credible and those that are not, see my video on reference page citations. Once you've selected what sources will work for your assignment, it's appropriate to move forward and see how to use them within your paper. When using source material, there are a few ways of presenting the information that you've found, including paraphrasing, summarizing, and quoting. Paraphrasing is using your own words to restate what the author said. Your text will often be similar in length as the original text, but use different sentence structure and language. This method is commonly used in many academic assignments, but will heavily be used in research papers. Summarizing is the use of your own words to condense a large amount of information into a smaller amount of text. Summaries often follow a similar progression of thought as the original source and may contain similar language. This method is often helpful for introducing research studies that support your thesis or the beginnings of literature or performance reviews. Lastly, quoting is the use of another author's words within the body of your text. When using the words of another author, put these within quotation marks. If you do not do so, this is considered plagiarism. There are a few rules about what material can or cannot be changed within a quotation. For example, when adding clarification to a quote, put any added words into brackets. If omitting material, use ellipses in place of the missing words. If omitting material at the end of a sentence, use 4 dots instead of 3. The last dot being a period. You may also change the capitalization of the first word of a quotation, the end of sentence punctuation to fit your purpose, or the number of quotation marks from single to double or double to single. If you'd like to add emphasis to part of your quotation, you can italicize those words. Immediately after the italicized words, place in brackets the words emphasis added. Quotes should be used sparingly when you are presenting a section of text for further analysis, there is no other way to say something, if the authority of the author will add credibility to your claims, or the language will lose its power if you paraphrase. Now that you are aware of different ways to present information, it is important to know how to cite those sources within your text. This is known as in-text or parenthetical citations. The purpose of in-text citations is to clearly direct the reader to the correct source on the reference page. Citing also shows that the reader is aware of the informational exchange taking place. An in-text citation contains 2 or 3 parts. The first part is most often the surnames of a source's authors. If there are no authors, use whatever material comes first in the reference page citation. It's important that there is agreement between the in-text citation and the first part of a reference page citation so that there is a clear link for the reader to distinguish without being confusing. The other 2 parts of an in-text citation are the year of publication and page number. The year of publication should always be included, but the page number is only required when directly quoting. It's not necessary, but can be included when paraphrasing or summarizing. Depending on the length of quotation, there are specific rules about where to include your page number or the in-text citation as a whole. If there are less than 40 words and used mid-sentence, cite the page number immediately following the quote, outside of the quotation marks, and then complete the sentence. If the quote completes your sentence, do not include a period within the quotation marks. Instead, close the quotation marks, put the citation or page number in parentheses outside the quotation marks, and complete the sentence with a period. If a quotation contains greater than 40 words, set this apart as a block quote. Be careful when using block quotes because you don't want to use too many. This can appear like you're being lazy and not putting in the effort to use your own words. There aren't many occasions when block quotes are better than paraphrasing or summarizing. If you do choose to utilize block quotations, follow this format. Block quotes are set apart from other text by placing it on a new line and indenting the entire quote by 1/2 inch. If there is one paragraph of quotation, do not use paragraph indentation in addition to the pre-existing 1/2 inch. If there is more than one paragraph, do not indent the first paragraph, but instead indent subsequent paragraphs. Maintain double spacing throughout block quotations and do not use quotation marks. When creating the parenthetical citation, place it outside of the period that ends the quotation. Now that we've gone over how to use page numbers in in-text citations, let's go over how to do authors and year of publication and many different types of citations. In the following examples, I will not include page numbers, but know that those will be included after the year of publication in any type of citation, or after the quotation itself if the two are separated. When citing a source written by one author, list the surname followed by the year of publication within parentheses, followed by the period. This would go at the end of a sentence. Or you can list the surname as a part of the sentence in your text, followed immediately by the year of publication. Similar rules apply to two authors, the only difference being that you list the surnames of both authors. Also, list an ampersand between the two authors. For a source written by 3 to 5 authors, list all authors in the first citation. In all subsequent citations, list the first, followed by the words et al., meaning and others in Latin. For 6 or more authors, cite only the first surname, followed by et al., and the year of publication. There is no need to include the other authors. Sometimes a group or organization publishes a work instead of a specific author. When this is the case, simply exchange the organization's name in place of the author's surname within a citation. Personal communications can include letters, interviews, and emails. Because these sources are not retrievable by the reader, it's not important to include them on the reference page. However, it is important to cite these sources within the text of your paper. When doing so, use the initials and surname of the communicator along with the date of communication in order to be as specific as possible. The words personal communication will also be used in your citation to be very clear that this information came from a non-retrievable source. And those are the basics on how to create in-text citations. There's a lot more to learn, so if you have specific questions, feel free to come and visit the Writing Center, where a tutor is happy to help you out. The APA Publication Manual is another place to go to get your questions answered.